To all the things that go bump in the night. Take an air hike, bro. I don't got the energy to deal with that. I got work tomorrow. Come on, man. Sleeping is something we all gotta begrudgingly do. It's a pact we made with God for, you know, life. It should be relaxing by all means. Actually, it being relaxing is in the contract, Article 3, Section 4. You see, we smart here, we lawyered up. You brush your teeth, unless you don't, stinky. Fix yourself all up to be cozy in your blanket, you know, nothing can get you. It's all good, and then quiet. That deafening quiet. It's just you and your thoughts now. Ain't nothing else they could do. You're in company of your own soul, and your soul is trying to coup d'etat. Let's make him hate himself. Nothing in life. You're a failure. There's nothing to do here. And his breath stink. And that's what night terrors are. We all have them. The only reason why we stay up till 3 a.m. on TikTok. I'm not addicted, I swear. But this stuff always fascinated me, right? There's a science to it I've learned after my 17th general elective. There's 3 stages to it that you will experience at different parts of your life. The first, though, is probably the most scary on paper, and that's your typical ghouls, monsters, demons in the night. Let me tell you a story. I remember when I was a kid, I could clean the ceiling and still believe it said gullible on it if somebody told me. I believed everything. Saw the stuff, monsters under your bed, demons in your closet, mysterious cloud that wants you to eat chicken to become one of them. They were all as real as Santa Claus. God rest his soul. But no, for real though, the monster under the bed thing is real. His name is Terrence. He actually pays me $750 a month to be there, which he's currently laid on. But honestly, that stuff wouldn't get me in that way. You know what I'm saying? I was a tough kid, a stupid but a tough kid. There was one thing though that would send quivers down my spine. Five Nights at Freddy's. You see, I did this thing where people who aren't familiar with the acronym get that chance to acclimatize so they don't click off the video. Not regular FNAF though. I was mildly amused with the topic. I thought it was cool. I got mad because I was bad at it, but that's a whole different thing, you know. Scared of inadequacy, that's not the name of the video. I'm talking about FNAF 4 specifically. And while I'm sure most of you are aware, let me just remind you real quick. Do you see this 6'8" Mike Tyson build boy sharpener? I know currently his reputation is under scrutiny and he's used for laughs now, but back in the day, the streets used to quiver when his name was mentioned. So for some reason, whenever I'd imagine myself in a dark room for more than a few seconds at a time, I just assumed he spawned in next to me. Like that was just part of the contract. My brain would conceive the little eye thing that happens when your power goes out. But Pixj, that's the wrong game. I know it's the wrong game, but I was a kid. I didn't really care about consistency like that. Leave the lore for MatPad. Man, God rest his soul. I already got into politics. Regardless, I avoided darkness like the plague. And for the most part, everything was Gucci. Till the day it wasn't all Gucci. I was chilling like any other night. The nightlight was on. I was reading some Calvin and Hobbes. I had school in 4 hours. Life was good. But something was off. There was a disturbance in the force. I had to piss. And normally this isn't an issue. You know, I would just get up, skedaddle my way to the bathroom, turn the light on, keep it pushing, and... But on this day specifically, my bathroom light just wasn't working. I think we needed to fix the bulb or something, yada yada, I don't remember. All I knew is that it was pitch black. Now, I don't know if any of y'all have ever went to go use the bathroom in a public space and you hear footsteps behind you. Imagine that in the dark. I tried to ignore it, but I couldn't. I had a little boy bladder. It wasn't built like the dam I have today. Stay hydrated. Oh, damn, it's actually empty. I get out the bed. Terrence tries to grab me, almost in a comforting way, to encourage me to keep going. I kick him off and increase his rent. What is he doing? I steeled myself. I had to go use the bathroom. If something happened to me tonight, at least the metal orphan stealer was gonna get R. Kelly'd first. Surprise, surprise, I got there safely. There was no threat. There was no monster. I did my thing, got ready to go. I even had time to brush my teeth. It was all sunshine and rainbows. I walked to the door thinking to myself, was I tripping? Was I letting my imagination take over me with fear? That's never gonna happen again.
You absolute fool. You disgraced vile troglodyte. How could you not think I was real? You need to understand that as long as your heart beats, my presence will linger in its shadow. In 10 years, you will not even be able to hold a upload schedule. All that talk about locking in, don't make me laugh, and your breath still stinks. Apply some Colgate to those urine-y yellows, nigga.
Now, you might see a little discrepancy between what you're seeing now and the story I just told you. And to that I say, I was a kid, man. I didn't really care about consistency like that. And when you get older, right, phase 2, it doesn't get quite scary into the Eldritch Horror department. Well, some people it is, but I'm not them. You can always let me know what your night terror comments are. Give something for the people to relate to. The second stage of life, right? You get old, you realize the Santa Claus might not actually be all that real. It's a company that's brought upon you with 2 new fears, the DLC. Firstly, insects in my bed, right? Reasonable first draft pick. And secondly, getting my house broke into and being held at gunpoint by 3 brolic men who want my Nintendo Switch. I ain't really have, valuables at the time, so it's the scariest thing they could take, bro. That's my video game. But more so the breaking and entering thing. Let me tell you a story. Every year, so I go visit my mom's side of the family in Germany. And there's 2 real things you gotta understand in this situation. One, we live in rural butt crack of nowhere Germany. So like right after 7 p.m. sharp, everything is quiet, everything is pitch black. 2, there is a automatic motion sensor light in front of my grandfather's garage. I'm sure you see where this is going. So it's about 3 in the morning. I'm sitting on the couch trying to make heads or tails of German television. Why didn't the light turn on?
Das Licht bei der Garage ist heute kaputt gegangen. Wollte dir nur kurz Bescheid sagen.
Oh crap. So I'm pissing down my leg just a smidge, just a little bit, right? I didn't drink that much water back then because I'm too young to die. What made it worse for wear is in that one very moment I became very cognizant of the security flaws of my home. Many entrances without proper locks and windows and dark places to hide and it was really bad. But mama ain't raised no bitch. She only tried to. So I went to the garage, put on my shoes, and grabbed me a pitchfork. My grandfather was a farmer. So I started walking around the house, pitchfork in hand. I only got more nervous with every door that didn't have an intruder behind it. Until I got to the source of the noise, our front window, and I saw a tiny little crack on the bottom. Now, it was pretty easy for me to piece together that 3 brolic men with desert eagles could not fit through that. I put my pitchforks down, literally, and took a deep breath. What I assumed happened was a car was passing by, or maybe a cat or something, and they flicked a pebble into a window and just cracked a bit. Cleaned up the house, because the only thing scarier than getting your shit blown clean off was my German mother finding out that I dragged pitchfork dirt around the house in an attempt not to get my shit blown clean off. And I went to bed, easy peasy. Didn't tell anybody about the situation because, it was pretty embarrassing. I slept pretty good that night though. I was excited I had to go to my aunt's tomorrow. We all get dressed up, ready, go to the garage, and the car is gone. They took the whip. I'm kidding, just for dramatic effect. But realistically, they'll still pale in comparison to stage number 3, which is self-doubt. Now hear me out, right? Here's what I'm going to do. Let me have a heart-to-heart with you real quick. I like the vibe this video has, kind of fun, kind of relatable. I like that. I'm not trying to bring down the whole mood. Not like I can't, not like I'll never want to. Just I don't right now, right? I'm trying to stay on a positive note because I've been pretty bummed out recently. More on that later. What I want y'all to do, right? Tell me what you thought of this video and what you want in this video. I'm open to all kinds of feedback, criticism, compliments, all of that. Just let me know in the comments. If y'all really mess with it, I'll make the part 3 I'll add on to it. I feel like a whole video dedicated to stage 3 is something I could do. We all struggle with the self-doubts that come during the night. They say you should never trust yourself after 10 p.m. But if it bombs, okay, cool, mark it off, try again. I did my best. On that note, Terrence, you've been mad quiet lately. I think Terrace is dead. That was actually a pretty steady stream of income for me. Man, I gotta start posting consistently now. One more thing before I go, real quick. I lost my cat the other week or so, right? Been pretty bummed out about it. So I'm just gonna say this video is dedicated to you. My cat, Delilah, rest in peace. Thank you. I hope I earned 2 clicks on your behalf. Let the homies know that Pixj dropped, and have a great day.
In